Cowboys play more man coverage than any other team in football.
Stefon Diggs and Josh Allen could be in for a huge day versus the Dallas Cowboys.
47% of their snaps.
We heard Chris Brown state that the Dallas Cowboys call the most man coverage defense in the NFL at 47%.
That is a fat number. They play confidently and they have a pass rush to support it.
You need to understand the philosophy of the Dallas Cowboys defense.
That's hard for Dallas because Dallas like to play a lot of man coverage and those guys turn their back.
Understand why Josh Allen and Stefon Diggs could have a huge game. And it really relies first on this Buffalo Bills offensive line. We are currently allowing the second fewest sacks in the NFL right now. The Dallas Cowboys are relying on that pass rush with Micah Parsons to get to the opposing quarterbacks and call man coverage. But when you consider how good the Buffalo Bills offensive line is, plus with Josh Allen's escapability and his ability to extend plays.
When I look at the Cowboys and I look at where they've had problems, Joshua Dobbs running around, he is nowhere near what Josh Allen is when he gets running around.
This should really pay dividends for the Buffalo Bills. Even Greg Cosell stating that Daron Bland is completely a beatable cornerback.
Daron Bland is a very beatable corner. All his interceptions, almost all, come from a specific kind of route. He's kind of a sitter and a squatter, and he jumps routes. He gets beat a lot.
Yassi is leading the league in interceptions and has set a record for the most pick sixes, but he's a beatable cornerback. Irvin on Skip Bayless's show this week flat out even said that Daron Bland and even Stefon Gilmore rely on jumping routes.
Stefon Diggs probably more add-on routes than anybody in the world. Stefon Gilmore is picking up all of his reads, and he jumped all of his reads. If I was playing a guy like that, I'm going to set him up by giving him exactly all of those keys to read and then double move him for big plays.
They're not so great against secondary routes or double moves by wide receiver. Even in Sean McDermott's interview this week, he even said that their cornerbacks really like to jump routes.
A very aware football player that uses great technique, and he certainly knows what routes are coming, it seems like in certain situations.
And have a deep understanding of the game against a certain route. When you combine the second best offensive line in the NFL with Josh Allen's escapability and ability to create backyard football plays and extend the play, this is going to allow Stefon Diggs to come up with more moves, double moves, triple moves to create space against Stefon Gilmore and Daron Bland. In my previous video, I discussed the fact that they might even have Stefon Gilmore on Gabe Davis. Recently, at the beginning of this season, Stefon Gilmore named Stefon Diggs the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Top 5 receivers.
Stefon Diggs.
One.
And in prior weeks against DK Metcalf, Daron Bland got completely roasted by DK Metcalf.
Metcalf was eating up Bland, and in the second half, they basically said, we've had enough of that, and they made sure that Bland did not match up to DK Metcalf.
They made adjustments, probably because of the size advantage, and put Stefon Gilmore on DK Metcalf. And when you look at the size of Daron Bland at 6 foot, 197 pounds, he's a little shiftier, more agile, a little bit quicker. I think he would definitely match up a little bit better with Stefon Diggs. Plus, you consider bracketing Stefon Diggs and having one-on-one with Gabe Davis, putting their best cornerback on Gabe Davis, eliminating him, and then bracketing Stefon Diggs and trying to eliminate Diggs that way. Now, if this does happen, it won't fare necessarily well for Stefon Diggs, but it's going to open up players on this team.
There's obviously an intention to try and take him away or manage what he does for our offense and our team. That's where other people have to get involved and produce as well.
For example, Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid, even another huge day for James Cook, catching the ball out of the backfield and running it. In my previous video this week, we discussed Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, admitted that he was not going to ask Trevon Diggs for any tips going against Stefon Diggs. He said that he wouldn't feel right asking him, but this article clearly states that Trevon Diggs shared some insider information with Stefon Diggs going against this Dallas Cowboys defense. Even Connor McGovern, coming from the Dallas Cowboys, said that he is helping out the Buffalo Bills offensively.
Giving both tackles a little bit of advice, talk about the guard,
little bit tips what they do inside and just make sure Mitch feels comfortable too.
Going against Micah Parsons in that defense, knowing their tendencies and what to expect, as well as this Buffalo Bills defense, getting any sort of insider information about what the Dallas Cowboys want to do offensively. But again, this is about Stefon Diggs and Josh Allen being able to ball out against the Dallas Cowboys defense. And let's not forget, Stefon Diggs is clearly trying to send a good message to the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, the rumors there that he ultimately wants to go and play for the Dallas Cowboys. You know Stefon Diggs doesn't want to have a poor game going against them. Another reason why Stefon Diggs and Josh Allen could ball out this game is because of some of the injuries and illnesses the Cowboys are dealing with this week. Stephon Gilmore was a limited participant in practice all week due to an illness, which definitely will not serve him necessarily the best going against Stefon Diggs this week. And then Malik Hooker also has an ankle injury and is questionable for this Sunday's game. Jonathan Hankins, their starting defensive tackle, is out with an ankle. It is not playing. This should open up the run for the Buffalo Bills. Now, when you look at the stats, obviously the Dallas Cowboys are much better against the pass versus the run, and this should allow the Buffalo Bills offense to stay balanced and commit to running the football, which should ultimately open up play action and create more time for Stefon Diggs to create plays. You group all of these things together for the Buffalo Bills with the second best offensive line in the total amount of sack percentage, Josh Allen's escapability and ability to extend plays, Stefon Diggs' ability to create double moves, triple moves, and you see that Stephon Gilmore, Daron Bland don't necessarily like that. They like jumping routes. Man, there could be a lot of explosive plays here for the Buffalo Bills. And Connor McGovern giving some insider information to the Buffalo Bills, as well as Trayvon Diggs helping out Stefon Diggs. Man, how much more information do we need about this Dallas Cowboys defense? Greg Cosell, Michael Irvin, and Sean McDermott all openly are admitting here that the Dallas Cowboys cornerbacks are completely beatable and that the Buffalo Bills have the talent to beat them. And I know some might say, oh, well, the weather, it's going to be rainy and it's going to be windy, but haven't we seen Josh Allen throw and pierce that ball through the wind, be able to grip that ball in the rain? Josh Allen was built for Buffalo. So I really believe Stefon Diggs and Josh Allen could have a huge explosive day today. One concern I do have is that the Dallas Cowboys decide to double cover or bracket Stefon Diggs, putting Stephon Gilmore on Gabe Davis, who isn't necessarily the best at double moves, but could still do that. But if that does happen, it should really open up things for Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, even James Cook catching the ball out of the backfield. All the intel, all the insider information that we have about the Dallas Cowboys, the fact that we're home in front of this crowd, the fact that we need this game much more so than the Dallas Cowboys to get into this rodeo, to get into the playoffs. Man, I think the Buffalo Bills are going to be wearing their hearts on their sleeve and will ball out of control today against the Cowboys. If you guys enjoyed this video, I deeply appreciate it if you hit like, subscribe for future content. Also, check the link in the description for the BNC Buffalo Chicken Wing merch. We got different colors, we got long sleeve hoodies, we have all different sorts of designs on the website with free shipping. But I truly appreciate you guys all so much. You guys mean the absolute world to me. The playoffs have started, are ready for Bills Mafia. It was so nice seeing those Lions beat the Broncos. Things are starting to shape up for Bills Mafia, and I think today we're gonna get the big dub. Appreciate you guys, and go Bills.